First up on today's Witcher Mods showcase, we have Griffin Armor Retextured by AleTal. Now, this mod has a very small description that basically just keeps to the bare bones and lets you know that the mod has been retextured. I felt that this mod gave a more leathery and hide look to the Griffin armor, possibly being slightly more immersive for some users versus others who would feel the bright green with the gold was too fantasy based. Granted, it's all aesthetics and personal choices. I honestly can say that the retexture is very beautiful. Though the color doesn't suit my personal taste, I cannot help but admire the work here. The gloves themselves almost look like velvet. I mean, look at that. It looks like that perfectly soft cowhide that it's slightly fuzzy to the touch. If you ever had gloves like that or those boots, it's very nice. It's a lovely feeling on the hands if you haven't had one. So I feel that the mod author has put a great deal of extensive work into this that adds a level of realism and personal taste, as I said before. So if you didn't like the Griffin armor simply because of the green and gold, maybe the cowhide velvety look would suit you far better and tickle your fancy in a way that the original mod didn't. Or if you're just looking for a simple change, then this might be for you. It is just so professionally done looking, you'd swear it was already in the vanilla game. This next mod is Eilhart's Eyes Restored by Fenutos. This is a combination of textures and mesh modifications to restore the eyes of Philippa. I know it's not perfect, but I'm certainly going to be using this from now on. Well, just look at her. Her facial feature models HE-10-WA-Philippa does not contain eyeballs. Her eye texture catch does not contain any eye textures, so I had to do a bit of trickery to get them in there. Don't worry, this mod affects absolutely no other textures or mods, just her face, eyes, and bandages. I think the overall effect is boosted by my custom eye textures, a very subtle heterochromia, and a very defined limbo ring. Seriously people, I don't forget to consider these options with eye retextures. The mod author is very humble in his description of his mod. There are maybe small things you might see in the eye area if you zoom in on Philippa Eilhart when she's off in the distance and character facial loading textures don't come all the way in, but overall it's nothing that will affect your experience or bother you all that much in my personal opinion. We have another mod by Boostin4K9, and this one is Next Gen Stones and Miscellaneous. This mod changes the stones, debris, and other various rocks and support beams. I have increased the mesh geometry to provide less jagged edges and remove the ugly pyramids pointing out of the stone debris. Also, the LOD has been increased on the meshes, so that it looks just as good from a far distance. I have also given the stone debris a 4K resolution diffuse map and a 4K resolution normal map. If the file is broken, just download it with the mirror. The file includes the meshes and textures separately, so that you can choose what you want to use. Just for those who may like the meshes but not the textures, or vice versa. One other thing, I believe that the game will only display 2K textures. In order to use 4K textures, I recommend downloading Marvelous Masters Ultimate Graphics Option mod. From there, you can easily set the game's max resolution textures to size 4K, as well as various other helpful options to get the most out of the graphics. Now, this is one of those must-have Witcher mods in my opinion, because as you can see, and as you have seen, sometimes the vanilla textures for rocks, the small debris, they almost look like ice cream to me. I remember when loading up the HD Rewrote project for The Witcher 3 and then seeing the vanilla small rock textures, I thought to myself, wow, do these things look so out of place? Like, you're looking at the big rocks, like, this is great, and then you look at this pebble and you're like, is that like some cat vomit? What is this? It's supposed to be a rock that has no definition, no textures, no nothing. What is this? Why is this here? It insults me with its very being. But this mod has gone out and fixed this problem, thus creating The Witcher and making it even more beautiful, truly taking it to the next gen, in my opinion. Piece by piece, The Witcher only gets better with mods. Last but not least is Curvy Ciri by Man of War 111. Never liked girls with too tight hips, so I made this. And that's all he had to say about it. Short, sweet, and in your face. Man of War likes his women curvy and delicious. Hourglass figure, typically. I find that his design is slightly more realistic than the vanilla version of Ciri. I mean, the thigh gap is just crazy on the original Ciri. I never really noticed until I saw the Man of War's texture, or the Man of War's body design. And frankly, I think his is more accurate to a female body type. There are many to choose from. There is version 1.1, 1.0, and the MKM's mod. The MKM's mod, if you remember from one of my older Witcher videos, was the one that introduced more voluptuous women with bigger butts and giant breastises for your personal titillation. See what I did there? I'm a wordsmith. And there's pretty much all there is to it. There's not much I could say to this. This is another mod that is all about aesthetic choice and personal taste in a female character, or the female body, if you will. So if you like